Age, a word that defines a place in time relative to its beginning. People find it to be an evolutionary word, as its meaning seems to change as we accumulate more of it. Some can't wait to be older. Others desperately cling to where they are. And then there are those that come to terms with it later in life as an unavoidable truth. In that last group, I see two paths. The first is facing the future in a comfortable chair, sitting on the porch, enjoying labors of the past. The other is one lined with acts of questionable sanity, as if the ends of the earth is knocking on the door. As a 50-something that started life passing through the baby boomer gates just as they closed, I attest that I fall into the latter. Hunter Thompson once said this: "Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, 'Wow, what a ride!'" Fast cars, motorcycles, mountain biking, and in recent years kayaking has kept me going. For the latter, at first it was lakes and calm water, but that quickly changed when introduced to moving current. Until you experience an approaching horizon line and feel your heart starting to race, knowing that you are about to send it, you wouldn't understand. It's the adrenaline rush, being dependent on your own raw ability to maneuver against the push of water and put the boat where it needs to be and then ride it through. Living in Raleigh, we have local runs to play and hone our skills on. But the fun really starts just a few hours west of us. Wilson Creek, a very well-known creek just above Morganton in the Pisgah National Forest, has been on my mind since last year. Depending on the flow, this creek has a gorge with a series of rapids that range from low Class 3 introduction to creeking up to Class 4 plus big water. Last year, I had a goal to run this gorge, and last August marked my introduction. Invited by Pete Beck with the River Kings to make an extra low flow, otherwise known as an ELF run, at -12, I jumped at the chance. Now, there are others that wouldn't even consider such a run, as in many places there was barely enough water to scrape by. Despite such, the Big 5 Rapids had plenty of water for an introduction to creeking. A few months go by, and I give the gorge another go at -6. In all honesty, it was the third run of the day. I was tired and probably shouldn't have, but who says no to running the gorge? Starting on the shaky side with a few swims, but finishing strong, I managed to complete my second ever run. Fast forward to now, a few months later, I'm back at the gorge with Jerry, Grant, and Adam for only my third run.
You're going to ace it today.
I hope so. Now, in the context of time, I'm still new to the sport. Along with my journey to become a whitewater kayaker, the road to being a better paddler has been paved with skill building and incremental challenges. What you see from a spectator's view versus being sealed into one of these boats is as different as night and day. Even just a couple of years ago, watching a whitewater kayaking video would get little response from me other than, those guys are nuts. Well, fast forward a bit to the present, and I find myself on the edge of the chair and going through the motions. Tuck forward, edge up, hard paddle stroke, even mimicking the roll maneuver during a flip.
First option is the hero move. It's a move off that left rock that you see that the water's kind of flowing over. Yeah. The left side. Great move if you hit it. If you miss it, you're probably going to be in the hole. And then you're probably going to swim. Alright. The next move, then you come straight off this. Like almost right directly that way. And
where that little wave is?
Yeah. That's also a move. Try not to miss that move. If you miss it, you're mostly fine. Paddle out of it then. End up at that hole again, you're gonna swim. You can sneak it on the right over here, where you'll come off and you'll come off this flare boost with a left boat angle. If you go right, you're probably gonna peak on rocks. So come off that little like thing, turn your boat so you come off and you land facing that way.
Okay. That's like the second move.
Yeah, I would take the middle hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are so many dynamics that require you to do the exact opposite from what your body is telling you to do. Loosely interpreted, it's almost like learning a second language. As a kayaker progresses towards bigger, more technical, and consequential water, they must expose themselves to the elements that present danger. Now, danger at this point is more of a mental hurdle than a physical barrier, and it's just something you have to overcome. The very first thing you have to accept is that you will flip. It's not a maybe, but a certainty. And to become better, you cannot have a mindset to avoid it at all costs. Yeah, I noticed that.
This is the last of the big five. Yeah, so basically you come down from left boat angle. When you get to the ledge at the end, circle fall, you get to dry down. If you miss it, and you go straight into the wall, it's going to be on, it's probably going to roll. That's how it is.
See ya. Woohoo! You're speechless. When you went to grab for it, I was like, okay.
Alex started sliding. Well, so the good news is that, I guess bad news, depending how you look at it, he has no big crap.
At the end of the day, we all gauge ourselves based on outcomes. Good, bad, exciting or soothing, worthy of our time or otherwise. Am I satisfied with my accomplishments? Maybe. I've never been one to sit around waiting for something to drop into my lap. Even now, after many trips around the sun, slowing it down a bit doesn't appeal to me. For as long as I'm able, I'll be looking for that next horizon line that gets my blood pumping. Use what you got for as long as you can before time sneaks up on you. Make it a point to look back and say, wow, what a ride. Support the B&A Adventures YouTube channel and never miss a video drop by hitting that subscribe button.